Honourable Commissioners, Minister, Honourable Ambassadors, the Member of the European Parliament, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Some 10 years ago, South Africa identified its geographic position as a source of advantage in the development of a number of research programs. Our position, for example, as the source of the oldest humanoid remains has given rise to a globally renowned research program in paleosciences. Our clear skies have given rise to an enormous program in astronomy. We house the largest optical telescope in the Southern Hemisphere. We've been chosen by a consortium of international partners to host a large part of the square kilometer array, which will be the world's largest radio telescope in due course, and can already begin to see the advantages of this approach flowing. For example, the astronomy program has given rise to the development of new electronic microprocessing boards that show great potential commercial value. So the investment in geographic advantage areas is beginning to reap benefits for us in South Africa. In the same vein, our location at the juncture of the Indian Ocean, the Atlantic, and the Southern Ocean presents us also with a geographic advantage, particularly coupled to our proximity to the Antarctic. And so we have also started now to develop a significant program in research and development and increasingly in innovation in the space of oceans research and Antarctic research. We have invested in a new 120-meter research vessel and several other smaller research vessels. We've recently refurbished our base in the Antarctic. We have implemented a number of oceanographic array systems in South Africa, and various other infrastructure platforms have been established. These are all part of our attempts to begin to address the questions that have been raised here about understanding the oceans better in order to be able to exercise enhanced stewardship over them and generate some economic utilization, but in a sustainable manner. In this context, we have recently finalized the National Marine and Antarctic Research Strategy. And importantly, this has been done, like the commissioners have both pointed out, in conjunction between the scientific fraternity and the political fraternity responsible for environmental stewardship. We have also, just 6 months ago, in an initiative led by the presidency in South Africa, convened a very intense discussion between the public and the private sector, where very high-level representatives from these two sectors were essentially locked into a room in Durban for 6 weeks and instructed by the ministry to discuss the challenge of the ocean's economy and what blockages there were to unlocking the opportunities presented by the ocean's economy, and not to be let out of the room until they'd actually sorted out these challenges and identified solutions to them. The outcome of this initiative has been a number of compacts between the public and the private sector that begin to address in a very fundamental and productive way joint efforts in beginning to address questions around the ocean, the development of the ocean's economy. So we're in a position now, Honourable Commissioner, to enunciate our own strategic research interests in the Atlantic and to begin to discuss those with the European Commission in order to deepen this fantastic relationship that we've enjoyed over the last 2 decades in pursuit of our common interests in protecting and developing the ocean, utilizing also now our understanding of our strategic interests in reaching out within the Southern Hemisphere to our colleagues in Brazil and other parts of Latin America to discuss with them also our mutual interests, so that the mutual Southern Hemisphere interests and those in the Northern Hemisphere interests can actually be overlapped in order to identify specific research initiatives that we have a common interest in. We thank you very much for organizing the workshop yesterday, together with the colleagues from Germany and France, and the conference today and tomorrow that should make, for all of us, a significant contribution to the development of better understanding of our common interests and the opportunities that these common interests present for enhanced research cooperation and innovation down the line. Thank you very much.